when you found out that you had COVID, tell me about that day.
Okay, it was the 9th. Or no, I'm sorry, it was the 8th of this month. Came home from work, and I just started feeling real, bad body aches. I ended up having, 103.6 fever. Wanted to sleep. That's all I wanted to do. I just could not get enough sleep. So I woke up the next morning to go to work, and it just, I felt so bad. I just couldn't go to work, so I ended up calling in, and that's kind of where it began.
Now, you did some type of virtual visit with a doctor, correct?
I did. I did a FaceTime appointment with a doctor, and that's actually who approved me to go to get the test, and it was a drive-up test. So.
Where did you get tested at?
Henderson County Hospital.
So, what did they tell you that day? Did they tell you anything important?
Not really. I actually pulled up, and there was a truck waiting, probably about 20 foot from the door. He stopped me, got out. He was in full gear. Asked me for my license, asked me for my medical card to make sure to verify who I was. And once I checked out with him, he gave me a form. I drove up to the door. The woman that actually administered the test, she came out. She had to check my ID and my medical card to make sure I was who I was. And then she went ahead and did the test. She actually did flu test and COVID-19 test.
You weren't quarantined by yourself. Your girlfriend was stuck at home with you, right?
Yeah, she was here at the time when it happened. So the medical department, or the doctor I spoke with, she actually told me to assume that she basically had it too.
And what did you feel like? I know that we talked earlier. Those first few days were rough.
Yeah, the first 3 days with the fever. The fever, I think, is what caused it to be so rough. The body aches were probably the worst thing about that first couple days. After that, the fever broke, and I lost the body aches, but they kind of came and went. COVID-19 is really deceiving because it'll make you feel real good one day, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I feel real good. And then the next day or hours later, you'll feel completely horrible again. That's why they say the symptoms come and go. I lost my sense of smell, taste. I couldn't taste anything or smell anything.
How did you figure that out?
It's kind of funny. We actually had chicken making in the crock pot, and I opened up the lid on the crock pot, and I went to smell, and I was like, why am I not smelling this? And Emma actually didn't lose her sense of smell or taste. She said, I can smell that all through the house. Like, how can you not smell that? And then I ended up eating the chicken, and I was like, I can't even taste it. And that's when I realized I lost taste and smell. It was really weird.
How long did that last?
That lasted probably the longest out of anything. It lasted about a little over a week, probably. But it was consistent. It wasn't like come and go. It was very consistent.
Weird. So weird.
So, it's really weird.
When we were speaking, you said that, what did your work do for you during this time?
Oh, they went above and beyond. Tyson, when I came down with it, I called in that day, and then once I actually got the test back, or not got the test back, but once I went and got the test, I contacted my superintendent over maintenance, Mike Young, and let him know that, hey, I tested for COVID. He then got a hold of Evelyn House, which is over our medical staff at Tyson. Amazing person. She contacted me about 20 minutes later, and she's like, hey, let's, once we get the test back, we'll go from there. We'll figure all this out. She was a lot of help. All the management there was a lot of help. So.
Now, during a time when there's so much negativity going around in so many different places, including Tyson, you said that you wanted to do this story and talk about the good. What have they done for you? What did they do for you while you were stuck at home for 14 days and not able to come to work?
They instantly, when the test came back positive, I actually forwarded all that to Mevlin, and Mevlin got with our HR department, and Miss Kelly from our HR department, she took care of everything. She put me on LOA. she got with our short-term disability insurance, and so I would get paid for the time off. I wouldn't miss a paycheck. And they just asked me, they're like, is there anything we can do? Is there anything you need? And then everybody from work I work with, all my colleagues from work and just everybody was hitting me up, asking me how I'm doing and stuff. And it just shows you who your real friends are when stuff like this happens. And everybody just showed nothing but love.
And how was your time during, wait 1 second, what is LOA?
LOA, leave of absence.
Okay. And then, what was your time in quarantine like? You were stuck at home for 14 days.
I'll tell you this. There is Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, we have all that. There is not enough to watch. Like, we watched so many movies, so many series, just all kinds of stuff, and cooked a lot. We cooked a lot of chicken, ate a lot of chicken. Gotta love it. Yeah, we just kind of hung out and watched a lot of movies, slept a lot, because you do. When you get COVID-19, it kind of wears you down and makes you really super tired. So a lot of our time was spent sleeping and just hanging out, watching TV. I mean, there wasn't much else to do. So,
throughout that time, did you have people from Tyson reaching out to you, making sure that you didn't need anything?
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, I mean, everybody, my friends at work, everybody I work with, actually people, because the plant is huge. It employs so many people, and I had people I didn't even know personally that I have never spoke to for some reason hit me up and was like, "How are you doing? I heard you had COVID." And I mean, it was nothing but love. It was amazing. It was cool.
And you have no idea where you got it from, right?
No, I don't know where I got it from, because I actually left work that day and I went to Walmart in Henderson. And when I came home from Walmart in Henderson, it was probably 3 hours later. That's when it actually hit me with the body aches, and I started getting real high temperature.
So we wanted to talk about how much of a positive impact Tyson has had on you. You've worked there for how long, and how good have they treated you during that time?
I've been with Tyson since I was 19. I'm 29 now. It's been a little over 10 years. They took a chance on me when I was 19. They hired me as an industrial mechanic, and in the 10-year span I've been with them, I've became a lead industrial mechanic now. So I'm actually I oversee 2 different departments, around 6 to 8 mechanics. I make sure priorities are met. I make sure equipment runs, and if something's broke down, we all get in there and we fix it, and we make sure equipment runs. Make sure it's.
And they've always treated you well.
They've treated me very well. Yeah, I mean, there's always people. A lot of people complain about their jobs. I mean, everybody does. Let's be honest. But I mean, they've paid my bills for the last 10 years, and they've definitely been a good company to work for. Great company.
And that was exhibited when you found out that you were sick. They went above and beyond for you.
I feel like they did. I feel like they went above and beyond, and they're taking all kinds of precautions at work. This COVID is changing every day. I mean, they're changing stuff every day about it, and Tyson's actually giving us face masks. They're giving people face shields if they want them. There's sanitizer everywhere in the plant, hand sanitizer everywhere. They're cleaning extra, even more than what they did before. They're taking all the precautions that they need to take, I feel like.
And when did those precautions start? Did they start long before you got sick?
They did. They were checking our temperatures a couple weeks before I got sick. They were checking our temperatures. They were going through hand sanitizer and all that stuff. Yeah, it started, and then as it's progressed, they've added extra stuff as this, as it's changed.
So, I just saw a kiddo pop up in the background for like a split second. Was he quarantined with you guys also?
He was not. He was actually with his grandparents when all this happened.
Okay.
So he stayed with his grandparents throughout the 2 weeks. So
Is that your son?
that is my girlfriend's child. I claim him, but yeah, he's
okay. So walk me through the release process. You found out this that you would be when you were able to go back to work. What did that look like?
okay. So you have to go 3 to 4 days without symptoms. That's what I believe Kentucky asked for, or what they're asking for right now, nationwide, I guess. So I've been in contact with an RN from our health department here in Morganfield, and I actually had to text her every day. So every morning I had to text her and let her know my symptoms, let her know if I had a fever, where I stood. Is there any like out of the blue stuff that came up, because they're finding new symptoms every day because this affects people, everybody differently. So I had to contact her every morning, and she told me, she said, okay, if you go 3 to 4 days without symptoms, then we're going to go ahead and just release you from quarantine, and I'll send you a release form to go back to work that you can give to Evelyn. So after my 4 days without symptoms, she sent me the release form. Forward that in the email to Evelyn, and from there, she released me on a Sunday, which this past Sunday is when she released me. I went back to work on that Monday.
And how pleased were you to go back to work?
I was very pleased. I was going nuts in the house. Like, I was going so crazy in the house. So I was very pleased, and I was welcomed to like open arms. Everybody was like stoked to see me, and like they were all like really happy to see me. So
open arms from a distance.
Exactly, 6 feet. They actually Tyson actually they've painted lines on the concrete 6 feet apart. Nobody can sit together. Yeah, like I said, they're taking all the precautions.
So when you're 29, that's not and a healthy individual, not necessarily someone who we would expect to get this virus. Has it made you look at this a little differently? Are you behaving, maybe taking this a little bit more serious now that you have had it?
Yeah, like I said, I keep a thing of Lysol wipes in my truck now and everything, and I make sure to hit the sanitizer pretty hard when I'm walking out of work. I wear my face cover, my face mask, and yeah, I definitely. I mean, I was always pretty like extremely clean, but now it's like, yeah, it's definitely opened my eyes.
Were you at all scared when you found out that this was your diagnosis?
Honestly, not really, because I was thinking, okay, we got it. Yeah, the first couple days was rough with the temperature and stuff, but yeah, I wasn't too terribly scared.
Were you treated with anything? Did they treat you with any type of medication?
They did not. The only thing she told me was, if you have trouble breathing, to contact me or contact an ambulance immediately, and they'll get you to the hospital. But no, I didn't really have trouble breathing or anything. Emma had short spells where she was like, "Oh, I'm kind of out of breath," But for the most part, it was just the symptoms I told you earlier.
Did you have a cough, like an extreme cough?
Yeah, cough and sore throat. So, and it was actually like, I don't know, it's just a weird sore throat I've never had before. It was kind of like it was real weird. I don't know. I think it's because I lost the taste and everything too, so it kind of affected. It was really weird, for sure.
And in comparison to the flu, would you call this worse?
The first couple days was worse. After that, it was kind of similar to the flu. To me, everybody's different, but to me, it was definitely similar to the flu after the fever broke.
Were you one of the first people at Tyson to get COVID?
I honestly couldn't answer that. I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Are they notifying employees if somebody has tested positive, or how are they notifying employees?
Our complex manager, Ron Chapman, actually updates a letter in our hallway. He updates that quite a bit, and yeah, he puts that in there that we've had this many cases or whatever.
Do you know how many you're up to now?
Last time I heard it was 70 something, I believe, but don't quote me on that. That's just hearsay, you know.
Right. Okay, I know that we've confirmed 74, so I didn't know if you knew of.
Yeah, I think that's what Ron put in his letter, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked at it because I haven't been there. Right. I just got back, but that's what I'm hearing.
So for the next few days, this plant is closed, and you work at the Roberts plant, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So the next few days, this plant is closed to clean. Do you think that's
deep clean?
Deep clean, yes, an important safety measure for them to take now.
Absolutely, and they've actually been, like I said, doing extra cleaning and stuff. And now they're shutting the plant down Thursday and Friday, and they're not running any kind of extra production Saturday. So it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, very deep clean. So they're, like I said, they're taking the precautions, and they're adapting and overcoming to this stuff daily as it's changed. They're just adapting and overcoming, and that's what Tyson's known for. We adapt and overcome, and we figure it out.